Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the What If Deku was the Juggernaut. See? Yeah. So, Juggernaut, basically, is a Marvel's character, and he has, like, super strength and all that stuff. Well, I wanted to make one because I saw everyone else's. And no, I'm not copying them. I just had this idea. So, let's begin with the... Yeah, so I'm also adding Zumi into this what if. So instead of Charles Xavier Herm, it's the Zumi of My Hero Academia version. Okay? So, yeah, so let's begin. Zuko and Zumi Hime were born, and no one knew about Zuko's strongest side. The Juggernaut, basically. He is the Juggernaut because he doesn't need the Sengenrang or whatever that is called. Oh, no. He is home. Sorry for a long pause. I'm trying to get my coffee ready. So yeah, Zuko ends up basically, a time skip to age of 4, or 8 years old, and because at age of 3, he did have a girlfriend that named Ochako. So, but then at age of 4, Zuko becomes, or actually, Zuko and Zumi went to the Quirk Doctor. The Quirk Doctor tells Zumi that she has Quirk and she can become a pro hero, and you, Zuko, who you do not have a Quirk and all that stuff. Okay? So, he's like, okay. At least one of us has a Quirk. Yeah, true. As Inko agrees with him. So, but during the time skip to 15, he's been ignored for so long that even he's like, or he's used to it. He's more of a, because this is a beginning part, so he's much more relaxed until craziness comes out of nowhere. So, yeah. So then the time skip to 15, and Zuko's going to Quirkless school. And no one knew, not even him knew that he had basically the powers of the Juggernaut. Because he was born as Juggernaut, basically. So, he's just like much more relaxed. I'm focusing this on the relaxed portion than just straight up, I'm a juggernaut! And runs off. Yeah. So, oh yeah. Zuko ends up basically. So he joins a quirkless school. He could have just joined UA, but he'll be in the support class. But instead he joins quirkless school, and soon he wants to be like how he could have been the fire department and all that stuff. But no. Zuko was more relaxed, as he did have straight A's. Like 100% kind. Like, he's so successful. That, yeah. So then a time skip to All Might versus All for One, where All Might was down, like basically was injured, and All for One was about to end All Might's life, but then they hear this boom, 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 as they're like wondering where that sound is, as buildings were getting torn down, as Zuko ran fast as he could right through walls. Yeah, you guys know what's gonna happen next. Zuko, or I know what's coming next. Zuko, whom busts right through and like grabs All for One and like straight up rams All for One against the buildings. All the way to the sand. Yeah. As All for One gets up. Who are you? I'm a juggernaut. And you are in my way. Boom! As he runs right up to All for One, beating him down brutally. Yeah. Zuko, this version, he takes his aggressions out way more when he's, yeah. Plus, the older he gets, the more powerful he gets. So 15 is like, oh crud, no, don't destroy the world. Yeah. So All for One was getting beaten down to the point of him not regenerating fast enough. And he also because Zuko is the most powerfulest juggernaut in the world. Yeah, Zuko version of him. Because he wasn't just born as a juggernaut. He was born as the infinity juggernaut. Basically, this version of juggernaut is way more powerful than Thanos with his infinity gauntlet. Yeah. Plus, this version of Juggernaut that is called Zuko Juggernaut is had all the power of Infinity Stones. So, but he only relies on more of a strength things. So, he killed All for One. And many villains, like, tried to, like, attack him. But then they all got knocked out. Boom, 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 boom. They all got knocked out by just a single punch. As he's like, huh. You guys are weak compared to me. Having this much power is totally awesome. As he's just like posing for nobody, but he's just excitement. As Toga wasn't one of the villains that was knocked out, as she could see, because she didn't know who he was before. Because she used to love Zuko before. And it's time for me to, take my lead. As he basically does that, like, cartoon, or not cartoon. You know that if you played Lego Marvel Superheroes, and in the level where, about the X-Men one, where Zuko turns, or when Juggernaut turns like, I'm a Juggernaut, and so he's like, does that weird wind-up thing, and like, gets ready to charge, and he runs right through the door. Yeah. Well, that's what he would look like. He run right through, or he ran all the way around. As he calms himself down, as he basically showed up, and he went back to normal. Huh. That was fun. Now, as he got his paperwork all done, yeah, he'd been doing this for quite a while. Thing. So, everybody thought he was like a villain that found a... Because in this alternate timeline, just one second. I'm making... So, yeah. Because in this universe, whoever has the power, or whoever found the power of the Juggernaut's powers, is they could either be good or bad. So what I mean is basically they need or it's like the heroes versus the villains of trying to find this so-called power, but it doesn't exist until Zuko appeared. As everybody's like, or on the news, like, Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Or if you have any confirmation about him, let us know whom by calling this number. Yeah. So, yeah, Zuko's like, wow. It really does exist. Yeah. Which one of us has that power? Well, only not you, Zuko, because you don't know what I have. So then, yeah, so during the time skip, or let's say this is a new part that I'm adding before the overhaul part or arc, is called, like, basically the Sentinels, destroyers. Basically, it's a combined of destroyer from, like, Thor movie. He's mixed with Sentinels. Yeah. Well, Zuko is the only one. So it destroyed all the Quirk school, or he destroyed the Quirk school. As, let's say, Quirk school only had 3 people, Zuko and 2 others, like his 2 friends. And so when he basically saves both of their lives, and so he looks at his friend, and as he sees one of his friends was injured so bad that even, like, as Zuko has that same expression, as he went from looking at his friend to a sentinel, that he says, You're a monster. I'm only here to destroy him, the mutants and quirkless. Anything that's between will be fine, but just those 2 parts. But I'm going to go all rage on you as he shows his anger, as his body transforms, as his friend, that was a girl, like, when she saw his transformation into the juggernaut, as he jumps off of the destroyed building, and as he punched Sentinel right in the chest, and, like, releases all of his anger out. And Sentinel couldn't even adapt to because what the part that Zuko hit was the adapter later thing. Like, basically, it adapts the Sentinel to any powers, but it got destroyed, and so Zuko, went inside and destroyed everything from the inside, grabs its head, lifts it out of its own body, as he says, no one should ever have to die like that. As he throws, like, he chucks it into, like, outer space. And there was multiple of them. But Zuko, who was flying, like he was mad. Like he destroyed all of the robots, sentinels, without any hesitation. Like boom, 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 as everybody hears explosions. As everyone is in shock. Because they don't know who this guy is. Except for the except for his quirkless friend that saw him transform into a juggernaut. Yeah. So she actually helped her friend that was super injured and get out of the debris, and like basically picks him up, walks him over to the hospital, and like his friend was saved by the juggernaut. So the juggernaut shows up. To the, or actually after all the sentinels, and he came back as his friend that was carrying his other friend, or should I say the injured friend that was getting carried by his friend that was a little bit bruised but not much, as he picks them up, as he runs, like he literally ran all the way to the hospital, fast as you could say, hey, like chicken, and yeah. So, thank you. Now, as everybody's like wondering who's behind that helmet, as the newscast, the pro heroes are all wondering who's behind the helmet, as Zuko says, I'm not going to tell you until I'm calm. Or I'll show you, but as he calms himself down, as he transforms in front of the entire world of as everybody, honey, could not believe it was Zuko Midoriya. Yeah, I was born this way. As I was born with the powers of that. And why didn't you become a hero? As, let's say, a detective says that. Because the quirkless. Because I'm quirkless. And as they all agree. That's why. As the pro heroes are happy to see him. So, no, not a pro heroes. His own family saw him, Asashi. His reaction is like, what? I have I have the sun is a juggernaut. Holy crud! And like everybody could not believe that Zuko is the juggernaut. Yeah. So, yeah. As they're like, man, you're powerful? Huh? You have so much power that even none of us have that strength. So All for One, so All Might ends up was there, and Zuko looks over and sees All Might, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, is that All Might?" And he pulls out the picture of All Might and the getting an autograph from him. Yeah. So then Zuko actually goes to UA now because he got transferred to it. Yeah. Because they kind of did the scaling, like adding the tier list thing, like superpowers. There was quirkless, quirked, and then now superpowers. Or actual superpowers, not the quirks. So, yeah. So they had to, make sure that no one knew about Zuko's true powers. And so when Ochako, when she heard that she was actually, back then, she didn't know that she was actually dating a juggernaut, basically. Because she thought he was just quirkless. I don't care. It's just, yeah. Well, but now when she's heard that, he was the juggernaut, she went from being like, I don't care, to, yep, I do care. Yeah. So, he's like a Hulk, yes, I know, I understand that. Like, he's calm, he goes back to normal, but if he's angry, then he becomes a juggernaut, like basically forced to be reckoned with. Not even just a juggernaut. He's the infinity juggernaut, basically. Way more powerful than anything in the world. Yeah. Like, he literally can go toe-to-toe with any character from Marvel's if he wants to. Oh. So, yeah. Well, Zuko, is that. So, yeah. Sorry if I cut it out some of the parts, because I know that I try to remember, but most of it I don't. So, when All for One, So when Overhaul came around, or so, actually, yeah, Overhaul's monster form was like, "You think I'm scared of?" BAM! As Zuko just straight up sends the Overhaul's monster form flying backwards, right on back, like right on his back. Boom. As he says, "No one should ever touch my little sister." Herm. As he grabs Zumi and Aries and puts him, oh, like, basically, because he cares about his sister and the child more than the anything in the entire world. So he drops them off at the near safety as Zuko turns around, as Zuko runs back, and yeah, he just went crazy and just basically beating the snot out of Overhaul. As yeah, so yeah, he automatically became a pro hero, like in an instant, because yeah, and he already has the name, or his hero name, as a juggernaut. Uh, Infinite Juggernaut is his hero name. And he has a good, like, basically suit compared to Midnight. He means, sorry, Midnight. And so, yeah. And I just thought about something. I will ask you, right here, right now, who would win between the Juggernaut versus Mountain Lady? Who would win? Because I think Mountain Lady would win that fight because of, or Midnight, it would win because the name, if she releases that fumes stuff of, and the Juggernaut like smells it in, and then he will fall asleep. Yeah. But yeah, so Zuko, who has like went full out, like basically he became a hero in an instant. Like, yeah. So everybody else was like either be classmates, and plus they aren't fully registered heroes or pro heroes yet, but the somehow Zuko ends up like they all, or all the pro heroes registered him as a pro hero too. So yeah, including the government, they're just like, he's qualified for being a hero. So plus, yeah. So his own sister, Esther, and her and Inko and Nasashi, when they heard that Zuko became a full-time hero, like pro hero, they basically Yeah. Their faces are like, what? So then, so then, Zugu ends up. So the basically all for one, or no, All Might, All Might asked Zugu, "How does it make you feel?" Well, with this much power, there's some upsides to it, but there's also downsides to it. Upsides is I have super strength, super speed, durability, and all that stuff. But the downside is that I don't need to eat or sleep, and because of something in my molecules. When All Might heard that Zuko doesn't need to sleep or eat, everybody's like, or as All Might's like, man, so you're saying, Zuko, that as everybody, so the news actually brought him on and asked him the similar question. How does it make you feel about having the Juggernaut's powers? Well, there's some upsides to it, also some downsides. Mostly, it gives you super strength, super speed, or it gives me all the powers, but the downside is that, like I said, he doesn't, or he says this, I don't eat and I don't sleep. And there's something in my molecules that allows me to not do that stuff. As the news company, when they heard that he can't, or he's, and like, basically, I don't need to breathe, so, yeah, so that's what Zuko says to having, it's a downside to have this so much power. As when everybody's like, oh, crud. So you can't, so you don't need to breathe. And you don't need to eat or sleep. Yeah. Or actually, Zugu says the what molecules that he has in his DNA thing that makes him not eat, or makes him not, or because he has a fast I can't even say it, metabolism, basically. Yeah. And yeah, so Zuko was pretty tough. One tough cookie, isn't he? Yep, I agree. I agree. Sorry. Even my own dog's looking at me like I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm talking about you. So, yeah. So when... And everyone heard that... Or, actually, they heard stories about it, but they never actually heard of what a person actually that was born with that power. Or wait, so as everybody, including Ochako's parents, says, wait, he said, so they're like, all this time, they thought, or we all thought, wait, so he's basically like a machine right now. Yeah. And so thinking this. So Ochako actually ends up getting, like, she got married to Zuko. And yeah, it's weird of having a juggernaut from the, like, basically from the Marvels gets married to a teenage girl. Yeah. Or actually, yeah. So when, yeah. But my original script for this video was to have Momo as the theme with it. But I was like, you know what? Name between Momo and Ochako. Oh. Because I know I said in the beginning part where Ochako gets or so dumps him and for Bakugo and all that stuff, but the original script was for the Momo to, like, was like dating Zuko and then getting married to him and yeah, all that stuff. But yeah, so I made a prototype version of it, of the what my original plan was, that when Ochako dumped him, Momo, who sees some potential in him, and yeah, so she ends up basically was dating him all the way to the the quirkless school. Like, they had to go their separate ways. But they always meet up before. So, yeah. So then all that stuff goes on. And then Momo ends up, like, Ochako couldn't, like, stir up her courage to say what she wanted to say to him, because, yeah. So Momo ends up was the only one that was actually dating him and who he really is. So, yeah. And thing is, I'm not doing the Toad. Like, what if Deku was Toad? Because because they already have, like, creepy backstory, like, to have Toad. Like, what if Toad from the Brotherhood mutants, basically, in my, or so in the, yeah, so in Marvel's. So besides that prototype of me, or of the, or Zuku, Juggernaut, Zuku dates Momo and yeah, all that stuff instead of Ochako. But I chosen this, so like Ochako gets married to Zuko instead. So yeah. But if you guys leave one like on this video, I'll just ask for one like. I'm not one of those YouTubers that are like, if this video gets 10,000 likes, I promise you that we will make another one or something that way. So, yeah. So, yes. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff, and have a good night or day. Depends on the time zones, and peace out.